Do you need to hire a dental receptionist? I think this is one of the most important positions in your office. Stay tuned. I'm going to give you some tips to help you find the right person. I'm Jennifer Smith. If you are a woman who owns and or runs a dental practice, I make content just for you. My passion is to help women grow their perfect practice, whatever that might be for you. Subscribe to this channel. I've got videos coming out every single week. I truly believe that your dental receptionist can make a massive difference to the feel of your practice and your ability to grow your practice. This role is critical. And one of the hardest things that I found with hiring for this role is that they are often a person that doesn't have a huge dental background. I do think that's a good thing. We'll get there in a second. But you need a few pointers and key things to look for to get the right person in that role. I will say that when I hired and appropriately trained a great dental receptionist, we went from having only about 20% of new patients that called the office actually booked in to see us to over 80% of new patient calls being booked in for an appointment. That is a huge difference in ability to grow the practice. Okay, so what should you be looking for? Of course, I do think personality is key. Your receptionist cannot be someone who is people shy. They have to be someone who enjoys having conversation, and you must get a sense from them that they genuinely like people. And I'm not suggesting that they're going to be on the phone for hours hearing people's life stories, but they have to actually want to learn a little bit about the people that they speak to. And some people, you will get that feeling right away that people make them nervous. That's a little bit of a red flag because if they are too shy or too worried about broaching certain topics with patients, they're going to have a difficult time guiding that conversation when new patients call in to end in the correct result. So you want a people person. That does not have to mean that they are bouncing off the walls, excitable and super high energy. That is not required. But they do have to be a person that you can tell really likes other people. Okay, you've got a good personality. Let's talk a little bit about their voice. This one is hard to get off an initial interview, but if you do a working interview or during someone's initial probationary period, you really want to spend some time listening to how they sound on the phone. Some people have a warm, caring, friendly tone in their regular speaking voice, and some people sound a little bit cool and maybe standoffish. There are parts of that can be coached to be better, but you want to make sure very early on you get a feel for how the person comes across. Because they could be someone who seems like they really love people and they love chatting and they love interaction, but on the phone, the vibe that is happening there is not the vibe that you're looking for. So define what you're looking for and then really get a good feel for what they sound like. Have you noticed so far that I'm talking about a person and not any experience they have in dentistry? Let me know in the comments below. Have you hired a receptionist before that had zero dental experience? I will say that I have had many dental receptionists who have had zero dental experience or very little dental experience and have worked out fantastically well. Many have worked their way up the ladder within my office. I do think it is far more about the person than it is about their skill level. Okay, you've got a great personality, hopefully an amazing sounding voice on the phone. We need to talk a little bit about the ability for that person to get up to speed quickly or relatively quickly. I love hiring people that don't have any dental background or have very little dental background so that I can train them to be the receptionist that I need them to be and not have a whole lot of preconceived notions about the way it was done somewhere else. That is just my personal preference. And so there are some key things here that you're going to dig around for when you are interviewing for a dental receptionist. In their previous positions, find out if they came into that position with any relevant experience and how long it took for them to feel really comfortable in that job. This is also a great thing to ask when you're checking references. You want to see if you have someone in front of you who is eager to learn and can pick new information up quickly. They're going to have to learn things like basic dental terminology. They'll likely have to learn some stuff about dental insurance. They'll have to learn about different types of procedures you do, answer basic questions on the phone. And there is a pretty steep learning curve to that for someone with no dental background, although I think your eager, intelligent human being will do a fantastic job with that if you have systems in place to train them up on that quickly. But you want to make sure that you have someone where they have a proven track record of being able to learn new things and being happy about it. And finally, when I'm interviewing for any position in my office, I do like to get a good feel for the general disposition of that person. The questions I like to ask to try to get answers to this are about how other people they've worked with would describe them, and about the things that they loved about their previous workplace and the things they disliked about their previous workplace. If they have a lot to say about the things they didn't like and very little to say about the things that they did like, that often is a red flag that they are skewed to seeing the negative. Again, something I think you can coach someone around to, but you have to decide if you're willing to do that. I always look for someone who has a positive outlook, an optimistic outlook, and who does their very best to see the good or the better side of things. And you can Google this a little bit to find some great questions you can ask. Again, another great question to ask: references. When you're talking to someone's previous employer, they will usually be able to give you a good idea of that person's general demeanor. Are they someone who tends to lift the mood up in the office, or are they someone that brings it down? Do they engage in drama and gossip, or are they more of a mediator or a peacemaker, or stay away from it? And when you have answers to those questions, you can decide if that is a good personality fit for your office. I truly believe that your team is your most valuable asset. They will make or break your days, and they can make or break your practice. If you are looking for ways to improve the way that your team communicates or functions, or the culture within your office, then you should check out my website to see if I have any resources that can help you. And I got a lot more videos here on YouTube that might be able to help you there as well. Thank you so much for watching. Please like this video, leave me a comment down below. I love to hear what you have to say. And I will see you next week with a brand new video on another topic. I'll see you then. Bye-bye.